Welcome, seekers. You have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. My name is Ricardo Gallart, and today I bring you another pick a card tarot reading. This one is special, guys. This one is special. We're going to be talking to spirit. We're going to be talking to your spirit guides. We're going to discuss who are your spirit guides. What healing message do they have for you? What do they have to offer you at this time? What messages, what inspiration, manifestation, maybe advice. So let's go ahead and dig into this. The process is very simple, as you guys already know. In front of us, we have 4 groups of cards and stones. We have group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Please pick the stone that calls your attention more, that calls to you, speaks to you, tells you, pick me. I'm going to give you a moment. Okay, group 1, your very first card is the elk. Ooh, interesting. So your ancestor comes to us as the elk, your spirit guide, the spirit that is here to talk to you, to give you a message. This is the elk. The elk is stable, resilient, headstrong. This is the father. And, the message of spirit here with the elk is for you to come into balance. And when you are in balance, you are supportive, you're kind, you're consistent. But when you are out of balance, you're pretentious, you're high and mighty. Now, the advice to be able to bring yourself into this balance is for you to eat and drink more consciously. So just maybe a more softer, more methodical approach to certain areas of life. That is what the elk message is. Now let's go ahead and put more cards around the elk to try and identify what other pieces of information we have here from spirit. Okay, so group 1, here are the remaining cards. And, boy, I've got to say, pretty impressive spread here of cards. So let's break it down. The first group here is Tarot Deck 1, Tarot Deck 2, Tarot Deck 3, and then Tarot Deck 4. And of course we have the Oracle card. So the first one is just, the question there with these first 2 cards is, who are you, spirit? Who are you, spirit guide? Your spirit guide comes to us as the high priestess. Ooh. The most spiritual of all of the major arcanas, essentially. Someone who is extremely, extremely powerful. And one thing that I get from them, and the reason why they're here, their main message is value, and it's value in your love life. There's been this lack in your love, and the reason why I say that is because of this 2 of Cups. So here we have these this couple, and they're very happy. They're sharing a moment. This card is reversed, so it's indicative that there's been some problems there. They want to bring clarity into the situation because they also come to us as the Queen of Swords. So they want to communicate with you. They want to let you know that everything is going to be all right, and that what you're going through is actually a part of some kind of spiritual process of development. And that's why they come to you as the High Priestess, as pretty much the guard to the temple. The High Priestess stands in the gate, and she's got all the secrets, but you must get through. And what I'm getting from this is that there's been a lack of value in your life. There's been just this lack of prosperity. It's manifesting in financial problems. It's also manifesting in love problems. The financial side, perhaps not too much, just because really the Ace of Pentacles is why she's here. And what this means to me is she's here to provide value to you, that your spirit guide. So she's here to provide value, to take what she deems is most valuable in your life, which apparently is love, and just kind of flip it around for you, or help you go through that process. She's working through this Queen of Swords. This can be like a person in your life, someone who's intelligent, articulate, someone who can maybe perceive things with a logical sense. So she's working through that kind of Queen of Swords energy to inspire you, to motivate you, to help you move forward into something new. Now, this third section here, is what your spirit guide is asking of you. So essentially, what are they asking? What are they telling you to do at this moment in order to just make things a bit easier for you? And the first thing is not as easy, and it's not going to be as colorful as the other cards. So the very first step is heartbreak. The very first step is heartbreak. You have the Three of Swords. Of course, you have a woman who is her heart is broken. There's really no easier way of putting it. So there's that, and then also the further advice is the Hangman, patience. The Hangman is the card of the patient man. He hangs around just waiting, but also, as you can see, that glow around his head signaling that divinity. What that means is that he's waiting, but it's a sacrificial wait for something. It's this waiting for a higher purpose or a higher power or a higher energy to overtake, a new cycle to come. There's also a lot of development that takes place in that holding pattern that people tend to go through that process of just waiting, looking around, assessing. So there is going to be heartbreak, and I don't know exactly why. It could be that you're stuck in a very bad relationship with someone, because the only way that this heartbreak follows the Two of Cups, to me, is there is definitely a relationship that you need to let go of. And it's going to be heartbreaking, extremely heartbreaking to you, to the person, and it's going to be hard. But the Hangman comes in to indicate this sacrifice, this waiting, this patience, this remember that there's something else at work that you don't know, but you can feel. So it's telling you to go for that feeling. Now, let's move on to the very last section. This is essentially just more advice. What's coming if you get this advice, if you really do what this spirit is telling you, what your spirit guide is telling you, if you follow it, then you are going to get the Ten of Cups energy, which is the card of family. And you see here a family with a baby and a son and the father and the mother. Beautiful scene. So that's what's coming if you follow the instructions. You have also this Queen of Wands energy. So this is a woman that's in charge. This is a woman that knows what she wants. This is a woman that can direct her words in the right way. A woman that's a leader, not afraid of anything, not afraid to express, not afraid to stand out of her chair and put people in their place, and not afraid to manifest greatness, really. So essentially what you're being told here is, in order for you to go through a transformation that's going to bring you the bliss that you want, everything that you want, happiness, love for your family, just everything. Any possible thing that you can imagine, that's what the Ten of Cups represents. So it's kind of a checking off the list, right? In life, whenever you're looking at a situation, you want to make sure that as many boxes are checked off. And what your spirit guide is telling you is that if you follow their instructions, if you follow their advice, you will get what it is that you want, that what you set out to obtain. And it's going to come from yourself, because I feel that this Queen of Wands represents you. You will be reinvigorated by this advice, this maybe breakup. I see a breakup here, guys. I mean, I never like to talk about these things, but anyways, I do see a breakup with this Two of Cups reversed, and then the Three of Swords that follows right after. So that's definitely something to take into account. Maybe a toxic relationship, could be a friend that's simply just their advice is not serving you very well. Could be a companion. It could really be anyone. I get the feeling that it will be revealed. The High Priestess is the revealer of secrets. So this is being revealed to you, and she's working through this Queen of Swords, which is also, for me, the Queen of Swords is someone that is in the public's eye, someone intelligent, someone that can write, someone that can give information through many media outlets, someone that's involved in the world, in the process of creating. As you can see here, she pretty much is weaving that web. And this is a writer, essentially. So you're getting information from many different areas, and you have a feeling of what you want. You have a feeling of how you're going to get there. And the process here is very simple. Heartbreak, patience. Whatever that means to you, heartbreak, patience. That is the process. And it will lead you to everything you've ever wanted, and it'll lead you to this Queen of Wands energy, which is you. just being transformed, being illuminated, transforming into something different. So that is something very special. And it ties in very well with the elk energy, because the elk energy is just this energy of stability. And with the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, there is a sense of stability. But that stability will not come without first heartbreak and then patience. So in that order. And that is what I see here, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Again, if you guys are interested in any future readings or any personal readings, the link is down below. Also, if you like any of the cards that you see here, there is an affiliate link down below in the description. I do get a small commission for that at no cost to you. Just helps the channel grow. Also, guys, subscribe. I will be putting out more new content for you guys. And please do give me a like if you like this video. Thank you, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, welcome group 2. Your very first oracle card is the Mouse. All right, so your spirit guide with this oracle card is essentially trying to tell you that you need to come into balance. Okay, it's important that you come into balance, and in order to come into balance, you need a meaningful project. So when you are in balance, you are essentially organized, you're resourceful, you're prepared. But when you're out of balance, you're busy with no purpose. So in order to be able to come into balance, you need a meaningful project. So that is what the Mouse energy here is. Mouse energy is very detail oriented. They can be nitpicky and nervous sometimes. The Mouse has just this innate desire to tend to details and just often spends his days fixing, preparing, organizing, scrutinizing. And unfortunately, that Mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far, and soon they begin to have just a limited and fearful vision of life, and they try to control every detail. And this can be quite a painful experience for both the Mouse and those around them. So take a step back, reassess. It's important to start a meaningful project. Now let's go ahead and put more cards around this Mouse, and see what Spirit is trying to tell us, what the Spirit Guide is trying to communicate with this. Okay, group 2. So let me introduce the cards here. So we have group 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 tarot decks that are being used here. Now the very first tarot deck is who this spirit guide is, and they are coming as the shadow side. Very mysterious. So the shadow side, essentially what this is a representation in the Witch's Tarot of the Devil card. So essentially what it's telling you here is that they're coming to reveal something very unpleasant about you. This has to do with your organizational skills. You're having trouble with your planning. Maybe you've set out some kind of plan. You're thinking that something is going to work out the way you want it to work out. Your spirit guide is telling you that there's been a lot of lack of planning, and there's actually been some immobility on your part to do something that you should be doing. And this is leading you into this kind of pessimistic way of viewing things. It's leading you to immobility. You're paralyzed. You're not really moving forward, not doing much. You're not taking action, and I don't think you're expressing your emotions correctly. I do see negative emotions here with the Eight of Cups. This is the section that represents your guide. What message do they have for you? Who are they? So they come as the shadow side and the Eight of Cups reversed. This spirit guide is coming to reveal some negative aspects of you, some negative thought patterns, and mainly circled around this lack of planning and paralysis that you've developed. Now, in order, this is the third section. The advice of this shadow side of your spirit guide is for you to meet people, for you to go out, for you to maybe socialize. It's important for you to reach out for someone. It could be maybe a friend. This could be perhaps, just someone who you've known for a long time, someone that you feel comfortable with, someone who you can pretty much say anything to. reaching out to that person, I do see that there's been this lack of communication. And this lack of communication is not a good thing. So there has to be this unbreaking of it. You have to in some way come out of your shell. You're in a shell. You're in this protective bubble. And there's just this ideas that you've developed, and they've turned into these fears and these shadows, and you're being helped by your spirit, by your spirit guide. The mouse energy tells us. Remember the mouse energy, just how scattered and just how crazy mouse energy can be. Well, mouse energy is telling you to stay calm, start an important project soon, so that you can come back into balance. So this immobility that your spirit guide is noticing is going to lead to something not very good. It'll lead to more suffering, more fears, more anxiety. It'll lead to lack of decision, or just plans not falling through how they should, and then just you being upset about it. So it's important for you to make the change now and not wait, because the more you wait, the worse this is going to get for you. Now, the last section talks about the advice of your spirit guides, and the advice, if you follow, I'm sorry, not the advice, but what would happen if you follow the advice, and that is the Nine of Swords reversed. So what it means is a shedding of fear, a shedding of the old, pretty much just mental blockages coming clear. You're able to see and feel better. You're able to think clearer, right? I see a lot of cloudiness right now with you. There's just something that has kept you in this kind of, yeah, that's the word I'm getting, shell. You're stuck in like this shell. I kind of see you just kind of cooped up in a room, just thinking, going mad. You're kind of going through something at the moment. There's a lot of things that are coming to the surface, and you're having a hard time dealing with these things. So the spirit guide is telling you to reach out to someone that you know and trust completely. Six of Cups energy. Now, they're going to help you with your thought process. Seven of Cups, this is essentially, you can see the man in the image. He's very unhappy because, well, he's got to decide between these 7 cups. And he kind of can't make up his mind. So it's there's going to be clarity that's going to come if you follow their advice. Okay, there's going to be clarity. There's going to be communication, and just be aware. I get this feeling that you are someone who, even though you're paralyzed, even though you're having trouble planning because you're just maybe going through kind of scattered mouse energy, where you're just kind of all over the place trying to make everything perfect and neat, where you're forgetting to maybe take care of yourself, and your thought process has perhaps just been a little off. And it's important to take a step back, realize where you are, and then take action. So really, that is the message here. And the last thing I want to tell you guys is please subscribe. I will be creating new content very soon for you seekers. If you like any of the tarot decks you see before you, there is an Amazon affiliate link at the bottom of the page that will provide me with a small commission at no cost to you. It just helps me buy the tools necessary to just continue to grow and expand the channel. Please give me a like. And finally, if you're interested in your own personal reading, then please check the description below once again for my website link, which is tarotmagician.org. Thank you, seekers, and I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Okay, group 3, welcome. Your very first oracle card is the Deer. All right. And the Deer, the Deer's loving, very intuitive, graceful. This is the mother. Now, the message with the Deer, what is your spirit guide trying to tell you with this oracle card? Your spirit guide wants you to pretty much come into balance. And when you are in balance, you're normally receptive, you're compassionate, you're nurturing. Now, when you are out of balance, you are concerned and you are protective. And in order to come back into balance, you will need nature and you're going to need children. So being around nature, being around children will bring you right back into balance. This is what you've been needing in your life at this moment. Essentially, the Deer, it represents the feminine aspects of the earth energy. This, it's available to all creatures, but especially potent with parents. So, if you are a parent, this reading is definitely very powerful for you. Or if you're thinking of having children, then, this is a very resounding, hey, that's a very good idea. So let's go ahead and put more cards around this one, and let's see exactly what message your spirit guide has. All right, group number 3. So here are the remaining cards. Let's go ahead and introduce these cards. We have tarot deck 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 tarot decks. The first group represents who is your ancestor. I mean, not your ancestor, I'm sorry, your spirit guide. Who is your spirit guide? And essentially, what message do they have to give? Now, your spirit guide is coming to us in the form of the Empress. This is one of my favorite cards of this pretty much entire tarot deck. It's essentially my birth card, so I love it. What this means is this spirit guide is coming to you to tell you that it's time to perhaps even have children. It's time to expand. It's time to move out of some reality that you're in now. They're coming to remind you of the values that you've maybe asked of the universe. They're coming to tell you, hey, you've requested something of great value, and the direction that you're taking now is not going to yield that value at all. So you are right now doing the wrong thing, essentially. So there's definitely something here with you. This is representative of you. This is the all gifted card. Now this is an add-on card to the Tarot Apocalypses deck, essentially. So what the all gifted is a representation of the self. And that box, that's Pandora's box. That is pretty much anything that you can possibly think of, just manifestation, hidden secrets, hidden knowledge. So essentially this card is reversed. What it's telling you is that you right now have come to a decision that it might not be the best one. You're seeking happiness, definitely, and you want that, and that is the goal. I see here the Nine of Cups. You are looking for happiness, and you want everyone around you to be happy, which is, it's great. I mean, it's what you want. Unfortunately, this is going to lead to your unhappiness. I do see here like some, exhaustion. I see here the Ten of Wands reversed, which signals exhaustion. There's definitely something, a project, or maybe even a person that has come into your life, and they're now a part of your life, but they're giving you bad advice, or perhaps they're just not being of great value. This is the person right here. This is who we're talking about. This kind of Knight of Pentacles. And this person is reversed. So there's definitely something that this person is extracting from you, which is leading you to this exhaustion. You are exhausted by this person. And, what you're being told here with this last group of cards here, the Star and Rebirth. What you're being told is to relax, to understand that you right now are in some kind of a holding pattern, and to not take action, not to take hasty, drastic action. And it's important for you to just make sure that you have everything in order before you make the decision that you're about to make. So, and the reason why is because it's going to lead to a lot of work and a lot of exhaustion for you. So it must be timed perfectly. Now, one thing that I'm seeing here, the general understanding, the general reading, the advice, what's going to happen if you're able to just kind of, not exhaust yourself, relax, prepare your body mentally, physically, even for pregnancy. If you're a woman, definitely I see here with the Deer, the Empress, I see pregnancy, the Star, the rebirth, child coming out. So definitely maybe, and then of course with the Deer energy is telling you to be around children. So I see children. I see maybe perhaps you've made the decision to want to have a child, and maybe you're considering it. And what I see here is that is the right choice, okay? If you make that decision, which I see that it's not a very easy decision to make. There's kind of this exhaustion surrounding this decision. There's this man this Knight of Pentacles who's opposing something. Just this man who's opposing this, and you're being told that if you decide on this pregnancy, as you can see, the Empress is pregnant, and we have a child also coming out, and we have the star signaling refreshment, signaling blessings. It just signals this time of calmness, this time of serenity, a time of just blessings and prosperity. This is the ultimate blissful moment that we can be under the star energy. So the advice, if you don't take the advice of this man, if you don't exhaust yourself with maybe this thinking or this person, and you start maybe thinking of a more, I'm seeing a family, I'm just seeing children playing. If you start getting into more of that happy energy, which is actually what you want, then you are going to get exactly what you want because of this rebirth card. This is the judgment card. So for me, what this is saying is it is the right judgment call for you to want this, for you to want this life. And what your spirit guide wants you to do is it wants you to pay very close attention, okay, to this man and pretty much everything that he's saying and the exhaustion that comes with it. But definitely pregnancy, family. That is what I am seeing. That is what your spirit guide wants to communicate to you. That is the direction that you need to take. So, whatever that means to you guys, that is what I see here. So thank you guys for watching. Now, please, I ask to subscribe. I will be creating new content very soon for you seekers. And if you like any of the tarot decks that you see before you, there is an Amazon affiliate link at the bottom of the page that will provide me with a small commission at no cost to you. Just helps, buy the tools necessary to continue to grow, expand the channel. Also, if you can give me a like, that helps. And finally, if you're interested in your own personal reading, then also check the description below once again for the website link, which is tarotmagician.org. So thank you guys. Bye-bye. All right, group number 4. Your very first oracle card is, the turtle. Turtle. All right, so, the turtle is an ancient soul. This is a grounded, trusting, pretty much at-home self. The turtle essentially is, when they're out of balance, they're slow, and they tend to slow down to a halt, really. Now, when they are in balance, they're peaceful, they're adventurous, and they're productive. So your spirit guide is trying to tell you that you are out of balance. You've slowed down to a halt, and it's important for you to come back into that balance, into that peaceful, adventurous, and productive energy that you are, I would even say, known for. Now, in order to be able to bring you into balance, you need an adventure. I think you've been cooped up for too long with all that's going on. You need an adventure. And that is what your spirit guide is here to tell you. Now let's go ahead and get more clarity on who this spirit guide is, what adventure, what else? Let's see. Okay, so group 4, here are the remaining cards. Let's go ahead and introduce them. So we have group 1, group 2, 3, and 4 tarot decks. And let's start talking about who this spirit guide is. And I got to tell you guys, every time I see this card, for me, it's the ultimate representation of the Father God. But especially in this Witches deck, because it's a representation of completion. This spirit has been completely perfected. It's been through many projects. It's dealt with many problems, and this is a great spirit, possibly the greatest of all spirits, if you know what I mean by that. So, they're coming here to tell you that there is some kind of trouble, calamity that needs to be addressed, we need to talk about. So with the 5 of Swords, there is this energy of, for me, it's betrayal, possibly gossip. There's definitely going to be something that's going to just bring you some trouble. But what the message here from the spirit guide is that they've handled this situation before. They know exactly what to do, and they are telling you to take action. Now, let's talk about what this challenge is. Number one, it's financial. As you can see here, this is the Five of Pentacles. So I see that we do have some troubles in the financial side of things with this Five of Pentacles energy here, and you feel defeated. You feel like maybe you've lost in some way somehow. You just feel like perhaps you're not going to be able to move forward from the reality that you're stuck in right now, and it's leading you to feel even worse. It's leading you to question a lot of things. It's leading you to perhaps even consider some kind of drastic measure to come back into some kind of balance, or you're having trouble, and perhaps the turtle energy is telling you to be adventurous, and it's saying that you essentially are an adventurous person, but you're lacking in that area now, and it might very well be because of this money situation, this Five of Pentacles, leading to a lot of trouble of the mind, and then leading to you not succeeding. And I think that's why you're having a lot of issues, and I think that's why your spirit guide is coming as the world, this massive spirit that's coming in to just transform everything, because I do see that there's a lot of challenges here. We have the Five of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles in a second deck. So the advice here is for you to stop working at what you're working at. Stop doing what you're doing. You're kind of exhausting yourself here. So we have this kind of Nine of Wands energy that you see this man. He's very unhappy. He's working the grounds, the fields, and he doesn't feel very good right now. And this is reversed. Now with the Five of Pentacles, you essentially are also being asked to guard with your money. You should definitely be very careful with it. If you're going to start an adventure, this has to be a small adventure. You can't just start too big. Or maybe you thought about doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Maybe you thought about spending an excess amount of money in something that's not going to be beneficial for you. Maybe an investment. Maybe something that you thought might be beneficial for you. And what this spirit guide is telling you is that it might actually bring more calamity than you think with these Five of Pentacles energy. And now is the time to really not focus on anything that is going to cause you any kind of pain, any kind of suffering. The advice is this reinvigoration of energy. It's telling you to spend your energy on things that make you happy. This is what the spirit guide is telling you. They are in control. They're taking care of some things behind the scenes that you're just not aware of. And it has to do a lot with finances. It has to do a lot with maybe losing your home, or just feeling like you're out on the streets, or perhaps you're just not a part of something that you want to be a part of. There's this lack, and you want this, you want to have that, and it's become very difficult to obtain it. So this spirit guide is telling you that in order for you to obtain it, you must focus on your own happiness. You must focus on starting your own adventure, your own projects. What brings you joy? When you get up in the morning, what is the first thing that you wish you can do? And your spirit guides are telling you to perhaps even give it a try, and focus more about you, care more about yourself. Don't exhaust yourself so much. Don't work so much to maybe please other people. I do see here with this Five of Pentacles energy, with this Nine of Wands, that perhaps there's been some kind of problems with other people, and this has led to this financial calamity. So you have the Seven of Wands here reversed. You have this one rebel standing on top of everyone. Some people are impressed by him. They some of them were ready to fight, and that leader's ready to take on anyone. So maybe that's led to some kind of ruin financially. This kind of leader that has stepped in and done this. Maybe this person has been unfair in some way, and they've just kind of just taken as much value as they can get from this relationship. And your spirit guide is here to tell you that there will be some kind of action, of retribution. There will be some peace, and there will be some resolution to this issue that you're having, and it will lead you to a place of action. We have the Eight of Wands here. So what you're going to get is this energy of wanting to do more, this adventure. That's how you get back into balance. You remember the turtle energy telling you to be adventurous. Well, if you're able to do that, then you're going to essentially tap into that Eight of Wands energy that's forward moving, clear, concise. When they shoot at a target, they hit it, they don't miss it. Why? Because they're full of that vitality and they understand what they're aiming for. And then with the Nine of Cups energy, this is the card that says happiness, right? Contentment, everything you've ever wanted, bliss moment. This is something that will come as well with time, with dedication. Letting go of this, I feel that there's also this mentality of poorness. You wake up and you're like, oh man, I'm poor. Oh man, I wish I had this. Man, I wish I had that. There's this mental anguish I see here, and this is leading for you to be even more poor. You are a manifester. Whatever you think, it becomes your reality. So if you wake up in the morning and you're like, man, I'm poor, I don't have anything. Well, guess what? That's what you're asking the universe for. So you're more than likely going to remain poor without what you want. So this is telling you to step into a different reality, different mentality. I get that from the Five of Swords. That's the card of the mind. And then couple that with the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. A lot of challenges here, mainly of the mind and the finances. So stop it with negative thinking, pessimism, nihilism. Take all that out of your mind. It's important for you to start thinking positive. It's important for you to start thinking of adventures. Maybe dream about where you want to go, what you want to do, how you're going to carve it out, how is this going to become possible. You're being asked that from your spirit guide, who's very clear that they are very powerful and they're here to help you manifest it. And that energy will come. It will come in its time, but it's going to be up to you to start this energy, this adventurous, happy, just wanting to do more energy, and get out of that negative, pessimistic mentality that you've developed, which is not going to help you. It's not going to serve you at all. So guys, that is all I see here. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I will be creating new content very soon for you seekers. And if you like any of the tarot decks that you see before you here, there is an Amazon affiliate link at the bottom of the page that will provide me with just a small commission at no cost to you. Just helps me buy the tools necessary, helps me continue to purchase tarot decks, just continue to grow, expand the channel. Also, please give me a like. And finally, if you're interested in your own personal reading, then please click the description down below or check the description down below for my website link, which is tarotmagician.org. Thank you guys. Hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.